Hello my beautiful and amazing people, badass Dark Zone agents, Uncle Butcher in the building with perhaps one of the best DPS health setups in the game. What I mean by health, in this one we have 800k health paired up with 1.3 million armor. Yes, you heard me right, my beautiful bastard. 1.3 million armor with freaking 5 offensive core attributes. And best part about this build that you can use it not only in PV but also in PvP. It's pretty goddamn impressive and you have tons of damage reduction. So if you love barbecue chicken builds, then welcome to the insanity. Uncle Butcher as usual in the building, covering Division 2 basically daily. If you're new here, hit that like, smash that sub, and let's dive into this setup. And again, really good part of this build is actually that you can switch some pieces here and there to fit your playstyle. What I mean by that, for example, we are using one piece from Sokolov's brand set, which will give me SMG damage buff. But if you want to use maybe Carbine 7, Kingbreaker, named assault rifle, you can replace that piece with Fenris chest piece or Walken and Harris piece. And since we are using Ninja Bike backpack, you will receive 2-piece brand set bonuses from those gear sets. But before we continue, quick word they sponsor Diving.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates but you still want to have all the best items in your game, then Diving.net is set for you. They have absolutely amazing team on consoles, they will complete your order super quick. Everything happens through account sharing. This service has been working for many years. They have tons of customer reviews, you can check everything by yourself. But now with my promo code RBD, you will have 15% discount on absolutely all service. Amazing deal, especially when right now they have some crazy sales going on, so definitely check these guys out. But now let's get back to this setup. So like I mentioned previously, you can simply switch one piece and this build will fit your playstyle. We are using Ninja Bike backpack, which allows us to use whatever gear we want and receive a second buff pretty much easily without breaking a sweat. Like I said, if you want to use assault rifle class, simply replace Sokolov's piece for Fenris, or I would recommend you to better use Walken and Harris to gain 5% weapon damage and damage to armor, and that buff will be transferred to all type of guns in your build. For specialization here, we will use Technician to get that extra skill tier, and most importantly, linked laser point attachment. Extra skill tier will make our decoy a little bit healthier, stronger, and definitely our shield. Disrupt grenades are really good for legendary strongholds against robotics such as dogs, healing stations, mini tanks, and all the shenanigans. The goddamn I hate drones. For the guns though, I'm using Vector SBR 45 ACP Vector. On this bad boy you can apply linked laser pointer attachment, just like you can do the same thing on Dark Winter. Oh my goodness, this bad boy for heroic missions, is absolutely ridiculous. For legendary missions, I would recommend you to use a Flatline talent. I was not lucky in my grind fest and I couldn't find Vector with Flatline and damage out of cover attribute combination, so I'm stuck with Strained. Strained is not the best talent on high rate of fire weapons because we are not reaching the full potential. Vector is extremely quick, and by the end of it you will gain like only 4 T stacks, something like that. Pretty much you need Flatline on your Vector, or maybe at the worst case scenario Optimist. But you can replace that weapon, like I said, with Kingbreaker, name it, assault rifle, Carbine 7, you name it, if you want to use assault rifles with this build. For second weapon I'm using St. Elmo's, really good for PvP and PvE, but if you don't have it, you can replace it with Scorpio Shotgun, which is still one of the best weapons for PvE content. In terms of my numbers, I'm sitting pretty goddamn well. 56% crit chance, 140% crit damage with DZ, exclusive pistol orbit, perfect finisher buff, we will receive additional 40% crit damage, and so we can reach 180% crit damage. Pretty delicious buff. So yeah, for the guns, I think it's pretty clear what you have to do. If you will use assault rifles in this build, simply replace Sokolov's knee pads for Fenris or Vulcan and Harris. I'd recommend you to use Vulcan and Harris knee pads. For the rest of the gear, I'm using 3 pieces from the new gear set. I will not try to pronounce that. Pretty much new gear set which was introduced to us with title update 20. We are gaining tons of health, and to get even more health I'm using Gilagard chest piece with spotter talent. We can activate spotter talent with linked laser pointer attachment from technician specialization, which you can apply on your Vector, on your Kingbreaker named assault rifle, on your Dark Winter, or maybe Carbine 7, Police M4, and so on and so forth. So for the backpack, I'm using Ninja Bike backpack, and Ninja Bike backpack will allow us to use only 3 pieces from the new gear set, 1 piece from Gilagard to receive armor and health buff, and from Sokolov's brand set we will gain SMG damage buff and crit damage. So really good stuff. If you will use Fenris, I think you will gain assault rifle damage and reload speed. But if you will use Vulcan Harris, you will get 5% weapon damage and 5% damage to armor. But if you want to receive even more armor, you could use maybe Bellastone Armory. Yeah, I think there is one more. Bulwark knee pads, for example, also would give you tons of armor, but you have to find one with crit damage and then roll armor for offensive core attribute. So yeah, you would gain like 15% extra armor, so I think you would reach like 1.6 million armor and 800k health. So yeah, there's definitely room for improvisation to fit your playstyle, but this is the template which I'm rocking. Butcher do the mic, bye!